Welcome back to another Blacktastic episode of the People Before Politics show, Sunday Rundown, powered by Black Westchester Magazine. I'm your host, Damon K. Jones, joined by my brother, A.J. Woodson, and bringing that fresh perspective, Larnaz Kinsey. Every Sunday, we pull back the curtain on the issues shaping our families, our cities, and our future, from health and safety to policy and power. It's because our mission is simple. Put the people first, not the politics. It's going to be Blacktastic.
Of wellness for the city in 2020 during the George Floyd protest.
Deputy Commissioner Jennifer Lackard launched the Wellness Precinct located on Gramerton Avenue last month.
A lot of the people who we encounter are in a mental health crisis. Some are combatant, some are, really, really aggressive, and some are not.
A few moments later.
And right now at 6, there is news of a shocking arrest. The Mount Vernon Deputy Police Commissioner is now fired and facing attempted murder charges.
Peace and blessings. You ain't no good. It said a few minutes later. It's like, yo,
peace and blessings, everybody.
Welcome. You are tuned into Black Westchester Presents the People Before Politics radio show. We are on every Sunday, simulcasting live 6 to 8 on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, and wherever else they allow us to stream. I am A.J. Woodson, my partner David K. Jones. We've got the lovely Larnaz Kinsey in the house, our co-host. What's up, everybody?
Yeah, peace and blessings. I want to tell everybody we apologize for the technical difficulties that we're having right now. For some reason with StreamYard, we're getting this crazy echo. We would just want to apologize from the beginning, but the show must go on.
I want to give a quick shout out before we get into the show. So our brother, Damon, Brian Marable got a new book. I just got it in the mail today. It just came. It's called The Process, From Dreams to Reality, a guide to aspiring pro basketball players, based on a 2024 documentary by Brian B. Marable. It's available on Amazon. Go get you a copy. Definitely. He's a friend of the show. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to, literally just got it just now. I'm just taking it out the package and everything. So I wanted to plug that. So
that's good, man.
Yeah. Finishing up not finishing. I'm just starting the anniversary issue. So all those still trying to get ads in. You still got next couple of days. 12-year anniversary. We are celebrating 12 years of Black Westchester and People Before Politics. Actually, August 3rd, 2014 was our first show in the studio in Yonkers, in the mixed studio. So we are officially on our 12-year anniversary of the show and of Black Westchester. 12 years of giving you the news with the Black point of view. 12 years of giving you that real talk for the community. 12 years of holding elected officials feet to the fire. We helped some get in, some didn't act right. We helped their ass get right back out. We covered the stories that nobody else was covering. Lohud, Fios at the time, and News 12 weren't covering a lot of our stories. Some are, I got to tell you the story, Damon. This is Damon's story. So we were one day, there was something real big happening at Memorial Field. It was something positive. At Memorial Field, one of them places, it was something real positive. Damon called News 12 to tell them that something was going on and it was positive. They said they had no crew to send out. Damon hung up, called right back, and said, shooting on 3rd and 4th. It was like, well, we'll get a crew right out. Like, same dude talked to the same person. You know what I'm saying? So we saw right then and there, like some of our stories would never have gotten covered if it wasn't for Black Westchester. Some of the unsung heroes we celebrated, and some stories that needed to be brought up, but they weren't really, News 12 and them didn't think they were big enough. But we then shed enough light on it to make it big enough, and then they covered it. So,
right.
Ty Milburn told me within the last month or two, he said, y'all have no idea how many stories we took from y'all We saw that y'all wrote it, and we went and did our own investigation. We wouldn't have never known about those stories if it wasn't for you. That was News 12. That's an Emmy Award-winning reporter from News 12 who told me that. So we changed the political landscape. We changed the narrative a lot of times of how we're represented. But I think some people get it twisted. Just because we're news with the Black point of view and we are Black press, this does not mean we will not criticize our Black leaders. So I don't know where they got that part from. Well, but I mean, a lot of them found out that is not the case.
Yeah, well, they get it from the regular press.
Yeah.
You know, that they do not hold people accountable.
Thank you, Nicole Lucio. Thank you, Gio. What's good, my brother?
Well, this is Black Westchester preteen. This about to be a spicy year. 13. This about to be a spicy year.
Thank you, Cookie Alexander Campbell. Yo,
hey, Cookie, what's happening?
I'm gonna be honest, and Damon could attest to this. Yo, on my end, I was fed up with a lot of this. Going into the 7-year anniversary, I was telling people on the radio, I don't know how much more we're gonna be doing this. And then the commitment that I would take us to our 10-year anniversary. He goes out and I echo. That's crazy.
Yeah.
As soon as he leaves, the echo just transfers to me. So we're having some kind of technical difficulties today, which is why we're 15 minutes late. The various echoes do some of us some of the time. I wasn't echoing before, and I am now. So Damon is logged out. I'm going to log back in, and when he comes out, I'm going to do the same thing. So Lanez, what's going on with you? But you're not echoing. What's going on with you?
Yeah, am I? I'm not echoing?
No.
Oh, okay.
So now, Damon, it's your fault. You logged out, and now I'm echoing. So now I got to log out and come back.
Yes.
1, 2. Am I echoing?
Say it one more time.
Am I echoing? Yep. I don't know what it is. I really don't. I apologize. I really don't right now.
And when you stepped out, you transferred your echo to AJ.
It sure did. The minute you signed out, I was echoing like crazy. I was like, yo, what the hell is going on? So, thank you, Thomas Dyer. Thank you. Happy anniversary. Thank you, Thomas. So, I guess, the powers to be or whatever out there in the algorithm don't want us to celebrate this year. So we not going to let it stop us. Y'all can deal with a little bit of echo. We're going to keep it moving.
We ain't stopping during Leo season now. Come on, because Black Westchester, August 3rd, that means it's you to fire.
They don't want to talk about what's going on. They don't want us to have a conversation about what's happening here. It's not
Thank you, Lance.
Thank you. This is not just one instance, right? This is accumulation of political missteps and fault. And unfortunately, I'm trying to talk. Unfortunately, it comes up in my, So without all the and the Facebook emojis, stop laughing at me.
I can't help it.
I'm trying. I really.
Y'all need to be concerned when Damon is carefully trying to articulate his words and not just coming straight out with it. Y'all should be more concerned about what's coming out of his mouth when he gets.
That was turtle speed.
Let me tell you, I was about to get tongue lashing, but I can't do it. I won't hear the hell
So for those under a rock, for whatever reason, let's go on from the beginning. For those who's under a rock, we recently had Deputy Police Commissioner Jennifer Lackard, who was arrested and indicted on attempted murder, a bunch of charges, including attempted murder and attempted assault.
Yeah, she's going to jail.
For her son shooting up the block around the street, around the corner from the courthouse. He just came out of court. She picked him up. He sprayed the block, missed everybody, but he still sprayed at five ops. His ops, gang, other gang members from another gang, I guess. So she got accused of being the indictment calls her the getaway driver. The news has went viral. Telemundo did the story in Spanish. There's a Dominican Republican newspaper who ran the story. The New York Post has I just found out they have a California edition, the California Post. It was the cover of that. And then they had the crazy cover, Bonnie and Clyde. It said Mommy and Clyde. I was like, that was crazy. Just as a writer and a reporter, I gotta admit, like taking myself out of knowing the person or whatever, that was a real creative cover. Like that was a real creative headline. I was like, man, I'm mad. I ain't think of something like that. Like, like if you're a rapper and you hear another rapper, you'd be like, damn, that was dope. I'm sorry, I didn't think of that line. That's what I felt when I saw that cover. I was like, I wish I'd have thought of that. So there's been a lot of back and forth. Now it's funny because, the city kept referring to her as the deputy police commissioner. Now in statements, they're referring to her as a civilian employee of the police department.
Well, that's bullshit.
Which is different, which has a different connotation because just the word deputy police commissioner, has a certain weight on it. So she was head of the wellness division, and therein lies dealing with mental health. And I really don't like to make fun of people in situations, but there appears there might be some mental health in that family. The son got arrested. The mother got arrested, who's the father just finished a 12-year bid as a heroin dealer, and he left the state. I don't know, was trying to negotiate his surrender. I don't know if they got him yet.
Yeah, he turned himself in.
Okay, so he did turn himself in. The other day he was negotiating. He was negotiating his surrender. Damn, as soon as he leaves, I echo. It's Damon. See what happened? Damon got to stay. I don't have to echo. So I'm gonna try to work through this. So even the son's girlfriend was arrested. She was released on R&R. I don't think she was charged with anything. But there have been a lot more questions than answers. Like case in point, your mother, the police deputy police commissioner, is picking you up. You're coming out of court. What is one thing you're not allowed to bring in court?
Gun. So
the gun was in the car. Before he got in there, she picked him up in front of the courthouse. So did she know the gun was in the car? Did she know he had a gun and he was going to do that? A lot of people are asking those questions, and a lot more. And then there's been questions about her appointment and what qualifications she had. And it has been, when you don't answer questions, when you put out a statement in terms, you want to get ahead of it. But when you don't answer the questions and you leave it to the public to then start asking these questions and then making assumptions, you get what we've seen over this last week on Facebook, which has been brutal. Now, there have been a lot of people trying to tie her to the mayor. I want to be clear about a couple of things. So the Post ran an article. They said both women are members of Grace Baptist Church. My research shows me that Sean Patterson Howard has never been a member of Grace Baptist Church. She may go there, she's not a member of that church. She belongs to a different church. The other thing that they had wrong is they said the two former mayors had been indicted and removed from office. Both Ernie Davis and Richard Thomas both pled guilty, but Ernie Davis finished the term because his was taxed wasn't in the course of being mayor. Richard Thomas was removed from office, so they both were. I just want to clear up those inaccuracies that have been in media lately. Those are the two things that I found weren't true. Now, there's a lot being said that the mayor appointed Jennifer Lackard. I got a video where former police commissioner Glenn Scott is saying out of 41 applicants, this was his selection. So there's inaccuracy there. Did the mayor appoint him? Did the police commissioner appoint him? Even if the police commissioner picked him, she had to be approved by the that part I do know. So that's another inaccuracy that's in there. Like there's just too many things that are leaving more answers than questions. And when you do that, you invite other people to start filling in the blank, whether they have the information, the right information or not. So, why would you jeopardize your mother? There is a lot to unpack there. I had this conversation with somebody. Just say, I understand it's a different time. I'm 60. If I was to get in my mother's car and I was to start shooting out the window, my mother might have drove my behind to the police department, pulled me in there, and told them what the hell I did. So she would, you know what I'm saying? You're not getting me caught up with this. So there's some people say the mother bear instincts in. Sean was indeed an honorary member of Grace Baptist Church, just like many others. Okay, thank you, Nicole.
So my thing is that
I just want let me finish this.
Go ahead.
I did question her, and according to her, she's never been a member. So I'm just putting it out there. A lot of people say she is a member. Nicole is saying she's an honorary member. So again, when you know all the facts out right away, this is what happens. Shez, what's up, Shez? She said, Lackard was a resident of the Bronx, which is not allowed in the city charter. That is something I learned because they got arrested in their house in the Soundview section of the Bronx. So technically, that's what the charter says, but she is not the first commissioner to not live in the city. Ernie Richardson was the fire commissioner at some point, and he lived in Rochelle. So this is not something new. It needs to be enforced or changed. So that's something in the charter that either we need to enforce it or we need to change it. One or the other. Larnez, talk for a minute. I'm going to go out. Well, she's a liar. We all know that.
So this story is a little layered for me because I am a mother.
Okay, I'm going to lie out a lot right there and hopefully get rid of my echo. Keep on.
Okay, as a mother, I understand the instinct to protect your child. They could be 5, 25, 45. That's still your baby. When they're in trouble, something in you immediately says, how do I protect mine? But in this case, right, protecting your child and protecting them from accountability are two different things. And that's what I'm struggling with. If the allegations are proven, right?
Again, let's go there. So these indictments and allegations are just that until proven in a court of law, she and any other person is innocent until proven guilty. So let me just say that from a media factual standpoint. Let me just say that. So
right. So if the allegations are proven, we're not only talking about a mother, we're talking about someone who held a position as deputy police commissioner, a position where the community trusted your judgment, your integrity, and your commitment to the law. And sometimes loving your child means saying, I love you, I'm going to stand beside you, but I cannot go down with trying to save you from the decisions you make. And that's like the hard part of love, right? That's the hard kind of love. But sometimes that love is definitely required, right? Because at what age do you stop protecting your adult kids?
Right. Again, you hold a position. So Donnie Moore is on. He's formerly at the Mount Vernon Police Department. If you can answer this question for me in the comment section. So I know, like in New York City, I've done a few stories where, you know, if you're a cop in New York City, you're from the hood, there's a good chance you have a felon in your family. Mm-hmm. So there was a cop in the Bronx who did a story not too long ago. Her cousin is a felon. They were at the grandmother's house. She gave her cousin a ride home. There was already a report that she was associated with felons, and they were watching her. And she ended up losing her job over that. Now, I don't know if that is the same with the civilian employees of the police department, if that same standard applies about affiliating with felons. And we're not talking about her son. Her husband did 12 years and was an ex-heroin dealer or something, from what I understand. So that's the part I'm unclear on. I know if you're a police officer, you can't affiliate with felons.
So wait a minute.
You're echoing.
Yeah, I know. It's a wrap.
The commissioner serves at the mayor's pleasure. Hold on. The commissioner serves at the mayor's pleasure, meaning the mayor can appoint and remove the commissioner. She used anyone else as a scapegoat. Well, when this happened, the mayor terminated her permanent, right on the spot. So that is the thing.
She had no choice.
Well, no, because they put pressure on her. But to Nicole's point, we've answered Nicole's. When commissioners are appointed, they serve at the pleasure of the mayor. And if it is the mayor's, it's not the mayor's pleasure for you to serve anymore, like Glenn Scott, you no longer serve. So yes, that is the mayor's, that is under the mayor. You serve at the pleasure of the mayor. Yes.
Well, yeah, we got that. But
that's what she was saying. I was just doubling.
Yeah, but she hired her. So at the end of the day, right, with all this other stuff that they're saying, that Glenn Scott hired her. Glenn Scott does not have the power. No commissioner in the city of Mount Vernon, or basically actual government, right? When you're dealing with that style of government, no commissioner has the power to hire another commissioner. They can recommend, right? But they cannot hire.
So in the video, so Glenn explains out of 41 applicants, he rounded it down to 2, and she was the top one. And then he says he's glad that the mayor went with his pick. So all
that was political bullshit.
No, but that's your point though. He made a suggestion, and this is the one I want. The mayor went with his pick, meaning she had to approve it.
What pick? He didn't want her. He wanted Corey Begees. Corey Begees had the paperwork at his house. Glenn gave him the paperwork. See, a dead man can't tell stories, but I could tell what happened, right? He did not want Jennifer Lackard. That was not his pick. See, for people that understand and know Glenn is a policeman's policeman. He has always been law enforcement. It was always just like Donnie said, it was staged. It was bullshit. And I'm saying it. And Donnie know too. He did not want Lackard to be his deputy commissioner. It wasn't no civilian position.
So Corey told both of us that he got the paperwork. He had filled out the paperwork. He was all but set to start when they decided to go a different direction. Like he got the packet. Would you fill out when you get ready to start? He had all. And
who did he get the packet from?
The mayor.
Who did he get the packet from? Who did Corey get the packet from?
The mayor? No, the police commissioner.
Glenn, exactly.
Glenn, the police commissioner.
Yeah, that was his choice. It wasn't no Lackard. It wasn't even Morales. It wasn't even Morales.
Yeah, so Corey has come on the show and explained all that. I'll see if I can find the past clip and bring when Corey speaks about that. But he spoke about that on the show. And just for Nicole, so what I was saying is maybe inaccuracies is the wrong word. There are opposing views out there. This side is saying this side is saying that, and they're competing views. That's what I meant when I said the word inaccuracies. There's just a lot of misinformation. So people so the regular person doesn't know what to believe because they're reading all of this stuff from both sides and they don't really know what's true.
Well, I mean, what the truth is that he didn't pick Lackard. What the truth is that he didn't hire Lackard. He doesn't have the capacity to do that. Not in the city of Mount Vernon. Because show me where a commissioner hired and fired another commissioner in the city of Mount Vernon. Can't do that. Show me a mayor that allowed that to happen.
No, the mayor's the one that fired Glenn.
Well, not even that. I'm talking about show me a mayor from Richie to Ernie to Clinton to Blackwood. Show me a mayor that did that.
That allowed the commissioner to fire people?
Exactly. To fire another commissioner.
Yeah. I don't know of a situation where I can think of that had ever happened.
So I mean, we cannot sit here and allow her to lie on a dead man. And here's the sad thing about it. I'm going to say the sad thing. And for anybody who's watching in the police department or anywhere, I really don't care. Here's the sad thing about it. Is that only thing she had to do was tell the truth. That's it. It say we hired Jennifer Lackard because her work in social work, policing is taking another direction. And Mount Vernon is a city in Westchester that has a high population of the mentally ill that needs to be served. That's it. That's all she had to say. But we don't come out in front and address situations. Because number one, she should have never got the job with her husband coming out of jail. Ain't no commissioner living with a known felon.
That was the question I was asking earlier.
You ain't supposed to live with a known felon. If the police can't do it or not supposed to do it, why should a commissioner do it?
Well, yeah, because we've covered several stories where a police officer's been fired for that. Most of them were most of them were NYPD, but still police. Period. So you are giving a lot of times you are giving the opportunity, right? If that's your man or something, you are given the opportunity to correct your wrong, especially if you're not married to them. 9 times out of 10, if you was married, you would never get the job. You would never get the job. So I'm gonna read the statement they released and let everybody discuss that on the other end. The statement on vetting and hiring process of Jennifer Lackard. The recent criminal charges involve former civilian deputy commissioner of wellness and reform Jennifer Lackard has raised questions about the city's hiring process and circumstances surrounding her employment. Jennifer Lackard was hired July 2020 as second deputy commissioner of special initiatives. The position was created during a pivotal period of, let me finish, Damon, because I know I hear you already when I say this, 21st century policing, criminal justice reform, and nationwide calls for police reform. Although this was not a sworn law enforcement position, it was a civilian leadership role established to strengthen trust between the police department and the community while supporting procedural justice and officer wellness. Ms. Lackard brought 15 years of professional experience in human services, including mental health, substance abuse treatment, DWI intervention, reentry services, community and coalition building, and criminal justice reform. While the position is civilian in nature, Ms. Lackard was required to undergo a rigorous background investigation and employment screening, including fingerprinting, medical clearance, driving, abstract, financial disclosure, and criminal background check. Based on the background investigation, she met the qualification for the civilian position. There was no information that disqualified her from position. As part of the hiring process, information regarding her husband's prior criminal history was disclosed and reviewed and deemed not to be disqualifying for her as a civilian position.
So you're trying to tell me if you in the police department, you ain't in social services, you in the police department. So you're trying to tell me that employees in the police department can have relationships with known felons? Let's make it make sense. Huh? That they can have relationships with known felons? That doesn't make any sense. Let's take the police out of it so all civilian workers can be living with all the crime niggas that's in the street. And then come to the police department like it's just a regular Tuesday, and then go back and sleep, have sex, have babies, and have a whole great time with a whole bunch of gangbanging niggas. Wait, I'm not finished, bro. Because this doesn't make any sense. And this is why they think black people are a goddamn joke. Are a joke. And it's embarrassing. What standard do you have for your police department, Mount Vernon? And let me make something clear. I'm gonna make something clear because the echo just went away. But y'all about to get it.
You scared the echo off. You didn't scare the echo.
Let me make something clear. And AJ and other people that are watching can testify. I busted my ass for the last 30 years fighting these politicians, Republicans and Democrats, to make sure black folks get in these positions of power in law enforcement. Y'all did not get there. These last 30 years, y'all ain't get there by yourself. You think you did, but it was me in the mayor's office, county legislators, county exec, governor's office. Y'all niggas will just get hired and get in the job. But I sacrificed my career. I sacrificed my family for black folks to be in law enforcement. And this is what I get for after 30 years? This is what I get? This is what all these other black people that struggled before y'all got this badge, who was out here fighting when many of y'all was just in middle school, elementary school? This is embarrassing. To the point that you give the racist white man an excuse to call somebody that's well qualified to be in a position as White Plains Public Safety a DEI hire. When Wade is well qualified.
Absolutely.
Wade has been qualified at least 10 years ago, more than that. We have to do better, black people. We have to do better. It's like I wasted my goddamn time. I remember when everybody that was upstairs right now was on patrol. Y'all all was patrol officers complaining about the racist white man upstairs, complaining, coming into my apartment, disturbing my peace with my wife, sitting in my living room, complaining and bitching. Complaining and bitching. And now y'all get upstairs and y'all are the goddamn problem. You gotta be kidding me. I'm not even getting to the politicians, how I'm doing these political favors and putting people in positions that shouldn't be there. That shouldn't be in those positions. All because they want to make the Democratic Hispanics happy, or they want to make some sister sorority happy, or they want to make this person happy. All right, you can pull that down. That's taking up most.
Yeah. I was trying to read it.
You can't see my face. I'm here talking, putting all this black stuff in my face.
Yo, I was not laughing at what you said. I was laughing at the comment because I already know what your response is. Hold on, I'm trying to pull it back up. Yeah.
What was the comment?
Right here.
Please run for mayor. You got my vote. Yo, Ecstasy Robin Kingston.
That's why I was laughing.
Let me tell you
what you were saying.
Let me tell you something, sis. When I ran for city council, the Democrats wanted to put me in jail, sis. You would have thought I murdered somebody in Mount Vernon. They had so many detectives from the DA's office trying to put me in jail because they didn't believe a black man's name was Elmo Wesley. They was trying to get me on signature fraud. Signature fraud. They was trying to put me on.
So and here's the worst part. So that happened before I came back to New York. I came back in 2014. I think you ran in 2011 or 2012.
Yeah.
But every election that followed, the case was never closed, Larnez.
Exactly.
Every election that followed, they were worried David was going to run, so they started knocking on old people's doors.
Let me tell you something.
Is this your signature? Is this your signature? Like,
let me tell you something. I post what the fuck? It might be this.
The flyer from your previous election.
Yeah, I posted the flyer on my Facebook page. 2 days later, people were getting called that the DA's office was knocking on their door.
And Larnez, it said for City Council 2012 or whatever. Nobody missed the 2012 part. They were just worried that he was going to run again.
Yeah.
And Richard Thomas and what's that? John Boykin tried to set David up for his signatures or whatever, and got him, led to an investigation on Damon.
No, it wasn't Richie and John. It was that girl from Fleetwood.
Well, her too, but John said,
yeah,
well,
but no.
But no, the girl, she came on the show.
Yeah, she's the one put the criminal complaint in.
But her complaint wasn't about you. Her complaint was about Reggie.
And
she was trying to get them to investigate Reggie, and somehow it turned into an investigation on you.
Janet D. Fior. Was it Janet?
Yes.
Janet D. Fior, the old.
Yes.
I could call her all type of names, but I'm not. She's the one that flipped it over because somebody up top told me the deal and was like, yo, just sit back, it's gonna go away. But that was her way to keep me from being an elected official. But that was the Democrats' way. See, this is why I love some of the Democrats, but I know the shit that they did because I was a victim myself of the shit that they do.
And they tried to shut Black West.
And you know what? And you know what? This is what they get. This is what you get because you force good people that want to do good for the community, and you get these people that don't want to do good. They just want to make money and get attention and do whatever. This is what you get, Mount Vernon.
If they never knocked you off the ballot, we wouldn't ever have had a councilman Richard Thomas that led to a mayor Richard Thomas, because you would have won that election.
If I would have won the election, I would have been mayor today. I would have never moved out of Mount Vernon. I would have retired and ran for mayor. But since they want to play games, and then when I ran, I haven't met a person yet that voted for Marcus Griffin other than Marcus Griffin and his family. How did I lose? I met a man on the street. He said to me, "Hey, Brother Jones, how do you like it at City Council?" I said, "Man, I lost." He said, "How?" He was like, "Everybody was voting for you." See, this is how I know they do shit with the numbers. They play games with the numbers. And I swear to God, the feds need to really sweep in and check Westchester County out. And listen, and I'm not being mean to anybody. I'm just being, it has to be transparent. And it really has to be fair. See, because there's a class system in the black hierarchy right here in Westchester. Let's not be fooled that it don't exist. And right now it's taking a black eye because of what's going on in Mount Vernon. They've been rigging elections.
There have been many accusations. I've never been able to get definitive proof, but there have been many people, black, white, Democrat, Republican, who have said if Reggie Lafayette does not want you on the ballot, you were not going to be on the ballot. And there was a lot of complaints about that. Certain people being ahead and waking up the next day finding out they were behind.
If anyone don't want you on the ballot, that's in that hierarchy, you won't be on the ballot.
And that's what the lady who filed the investigation on him, on Reggie, that's what she came on our show and started talking about. She never wanted to have you investigated. She was calling out Reggie, and she said that if Reggie doesn't want you on the ballot, you don't get on the ballot. And she was calling for an investigation into Reggie that somehow ended up Janet investigating you.
Yeah, it would never, Reggie would have never been. Look, let me tell you something. You're not going to get any. This is why I believe. This is why. So
we're not going to do the name calling. We just say what you got to say.
Read before you post it.
Yeah, I should have read. That's why I said I should have read it.
This is why I believe that we need a balanced government of Republicans and Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
See, because
like Yonkers and Rochelle.
Right, when you have just a one-sided party rule, that's when corruption looms. Because who's going to check? Who's going to investigate?
Mm-hmm.
Look, we've been sitting here for how long to figure out what happened when Sean Patterson Howard called the sex offender and informed him what was going on. What happened with that?
Well, look at this situation. If Jennifer Lackard never got arrested, will we be even questioning how senior officials in Mount Vernon are selected?
No, we've been questioning it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, now it made national news. And that's my point. It's always gonna, come out whether you like it or not.
Mm-hmm.
When her son had the shootout with NYPD, proper management would have said, "Hey, listen, you need to take time off and deal with that issue."
And that was the second or third shooting he was in. He got shot on a bus. He got shot on a bus before that, and then he pulled out a 9 supposedly on the police. And listen, and this is coming from someone who has been a big advocate and very critical on how cops treat unarmed black men. He pulled a 9 on the cops, and they shot him in his leg, and he lived. So I got to give a lot of respect for props for NYPD, because if there's ever a time they kill unarmed black people, if there's ever time to load a clip on somebody's when they pulling a gun on you.
Did you see the video?
Yes.
He pulled the gun out on the cops, and they shot him. Wait a minute. They shot him in the knee.
Right in his leg. Yeah.
So that means
they can do it. That's what it means. They can do it when they want to.
Don't tell me a motherfucker don't tell me somebody got a knife.
Right.
and you shot him in the kneecap.
And some of these people are some of these people are unarmed. They just was big. And they I wanted to answer this earlier, but you was talking. So Lance said, didn't this happen before with a white guy from Florida? So two things. He was not affiliated with felons. He was never arrested for anything. And he was
snitched on felons. He was known for snitching on felons.
Yeah, well, yes, that too. We did expose him as a federal informant. Yes, and he ended up buying his position and by financing the mayor and buying his position. And he was given that deputy police commissioner position. And yes, he was arrested in New Rochelle. They took his vehicle and everything. They gave it back to him. So it's just like that.
I think the greatest mistake in as far as law enforcement in the Trump administration was pulling the consent decrees.
Absolutely.
Right. They were doing a favor to the law enforcement unions, but as far as Mount Vernon goes, they did a disservice to the people of Mount Vernon because it didn't have a chance for oversight. The police department needs oversight. I don't care, man. Like, look, I put in time, and I probably forgot more than most of these young officers know today. I probably forgot. But this is not how a police department is supposed to be run. It's not normal. It's really not normal, and it really needed a monitor. It really needed a monitor to go over policies, go over training, right? Go over the manual, right? So we could understand, like, what is the problem? When was the last time have you literally updated your policies on national standards? Forget about state minimum standards. On national standards. Do you even know what national standards are? And I'm not knocking nobody, but if you don't put proper people in place, number one, you're not going to get anybody of any law enforcement caliber for $150,000 a year. Yeah, and I had this conversation with Morton. You're not going to get anybody for 100. You're not. I'm talking about as commissioner. I'm talking about somebody, a full-time commissioner, somebody with the reputation in the law enforcement community, not just throughout Westchester County, but throughout the nation. That's going to come in and do the right thing. Right? Let alone, you'll never want me there because a lot of people be fired. And I'm just talking straight music. If you're not going to, and it seems that every time someone comes in, nobody wants to get with the program of the commissioner. So who's blocking the commissioner from doing his job? 9 times out of 10, it's always the mayor. It's always the mayor. And that's why she can't keep commissioners. Mount Vernon doesn't need an inspector general. People in Mount Vernon need to stop voting for your friends. You don't need all this stuff. Everybody was, you need an inspector general. We need what's that? The manager thing. What's that? That New Rochelle guy.
City manager.
We need a city manager. We need this. We need that. No, you need to start voting for people that can do the damn job and stop voting for people because you ran track and swam with them and played basketball with them on 4th and 4th. That's the problem. Vote for people that want to do the job. Vote for people that have the capacity to understand the city charter. Vote for people that are not looking for politics to be an upgrade in their financial career. Start voting for people. This is the problem.
I totally agree with Robin. The youth programs that kept me out of trouble do not exist anymore. Like I was class 84. There was a lot of programs, that I still was a knucklehead and still trying my best to get in trouble as much as I could, but there were a lot of programs and activities to keep us out of trouble. But before we get off of this, so the optic here, and I had to just look up the date. So since March 26, 2026, which is a little more than 4 months ago, Jennifer Lackard is the 6th person employee of the Mount Vernon Police Department to be arrested. And a little more than 4 months. That is a situation. And, some people say the mayor, not the mayor. The bottom line is when things like this happen under your watch, y'all would be calling for Ernie's head if this happened under Ernie. Y'all have been calling for Clinton and Richie's head if this happened under Richie. You know what I'm saying? So for those who are calling for our head, I can understand like six employees, 5 cops and 1 civilian employee arrested in a just over 4-month period. That's unheard. There's a problem. There is a very serious problem that this is the result. This is a symptom of something bigger that we've been having, the problem we've been having for years. And yes, Bridget, it is a damn shame and it is unacceptable. And yes, the Boys and Girls Club helped raise my niece and nephews. Yeah, the Boys and Girls Club, there were youth programs. There was a whole lot of things that I got involved in. All the churches had a youth program. Grace had a youth. The Ernie's building used to be the Grace youth building. We go in there, you know what I'm saying? It was like a safe haven for us. Downstairs where they have the food pantry now, there was like a big pool table and everything down there. And then you had the youth pastor down there. It was a safe haven for us just to get off the street. You know what I'm saying? And some of the other churches had that. A couple of the churches in New Rochelle, Bethesda and Shiloh, and then Boys and Girls Club and all these clubs. Those are the things that kept me from being in the street all the time. Those are the things that kept me out of trouble when some of my peers that are dead or in jail, I would have been with them without some of these programs.
Let me
We don't have that now, and that is part of the problem.
That's not part of the problem. Not we're talking about law enforcement.
No, not the law enforcement.
That's the overall government.
Yeah. No. Somebody addressed that, and I was speaking from personal experience about that.
Yeah, but I want to make something clear because I don't want nobody calling my wife with the bullshit. Right? There's a lot of good officers in the police department.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of good officers, but y'all just mismanaged.
Absolutely.
Y'all just mismanaged. And that's a big problem. See, but that accountability of management, that accountability of what happens in your department comes from City Hall. Sometimes you're not supposed to be the smartest one in the room. Your commissioner is supposed to be smarter than you. You shouldn't, and we had this problem with Ernie. Yes. For some reason, you get that these politicians know more than the law enforcement professionals. Because they play politics with public safety. And it has to stop. Democratic Party, it has to stop. Because, see, they don't do that in white communities. They don't do that. And it's just not Mount Vernon. It's all over the country. Look at Chicago. They're 2,000 officers short. How do you even police with 2,000 officers short? So let's flip it to Mount Vernon, 4x4 square miles. There's still about 40, if 50 officers short. In a city of 4x4 square miles, 50 officers makes a difference.
White Plains ain't having it. Neither is Yonkers. Yonkers
no, they're not having it. And you see what Mike Spano said when the young kid with the 50, they're not having it. You're supposed to, when crime and violence, you're supposed to step on that, especially in Black communities, and let them know you're not having it, and not worry about you might piss off somebody, these mothers that got these little Negroes running around terrorizing the community.
Spano he said in his press conference, he is moving the mobile command unit to that block. Yeah. He said there will be uniform and not in uniform officers. And he said, anybody thinking about retaliation, you might want to think again.
Exactly.
And he said, he had to say no more. You knew what he meant. You know what I'm saying? Like, come, you want that smoke, come with it. They were not playing that.
Enough is enough, man. It has to be a plan to move forward. And I'm not attacking. I'm questioning. Where's the plan? We've asked for a plan since the DOJ did the report. How is it that we, as a Black city, under Joe Biden, a Democrat, has the DOJ come into our Black city and say that we're violating the Black people's civil rights in the city? And then you have some people that ain't even read the report yet. How can you change something and you ain't even read the damn report?
And the sad thing, so yes, they pulled back on the federal monitor thing, but they've already handed in their report that tells you everything that is wrong with your department and every recommendation on how you need to change it. What are those recommendations have been implemented? As the answer that Black Westchester still has not got, we have not got an answer to that question since then.
And then you get a shootout in the transport van and you want to blame the DOJ.
I forgot about that one.
You want to blame the DOJ because the DOJ told you not to do strip search. That's not what the DOJ said. The DOJ said you could do strip searches, but it has to be probable cause. You have to have a supervisor present, and it has to be documented with paperwork. So they basically lied on the DOJ. I know it like the back of my hand. And what do we hear from the mayor's office? Nothing. She didn't even show up to the press conference. She let Olive Fierce and Addison stand out there by themselves. But you was just at the party the night before. Why couldn't you make it to the press conference? Somebody could have got killed in that van. An officer, let alone somebody did get shot. But hey, somebody could literally got killed in that situation.
The only reason no one got killed is because the gun jammed. He was letting off on everybody back there. The gun jammed. That is the only reason why. That's the main reason why nobody got killed and more people didn't get hit that was in that transfer van, because the gun jammed.
I pray Mount Vernon can get a celebrity man like yourself. Thank you. Thank you. But Well, you ain't having it. No, I'm not. I wouldn't have it. She too busy letting 50 Cent film.
Power? Oh man, that's crazy.
No, but you have to have. But you know what? Here's the sad thing about it. Politics don't want people like that. Politics don't want people like that. You know, they'll skip over dudes like me. And since we're having this conversation, politics don't really want masculine black men. Let's go there.
Yeah, they just want masculine black women.
Wow. And you know what? Wait. I'm so glad they came out of your mouth and not me and David's mouth.
Hey, listen.
No, it's true. But I'm just saying, I'm glad it came out of your mouth as a woman, as a black woman, and not because.
Well, you know what? I know what survival behavior looks like. And a lot of us thrive off of it because we've been doing it for a long time.
I said this long ago. I asked somebody, where is the masculine black man? And I'm not knocking nobody. I'm not knocking nobody. But it's just like the church. Right? When you preach softness and gentleness, you lose the men. Right? You lose the men because you preaching that style of Jesus, and you got these women wanting to be looking for that type of Jesus, but you're not teaching the men how to be the Jesus that women are looking for, right? So you're missing all the masculinity that Jesus had because you're catering to the church's majority women. It's the same way right now in the Democratic Party.
Well, the power is not in the masculine movement. So I hear what you're saying, but a lot of things are developed in the dark.
True.
Right? So when we operate in our masculine energy, yeah, things are getting done here, right? You can see actionable steps right now. But longevity wise, it's not going to be the same impact.
Well, longevity should be a balance.
It should be.
Right.
It should be. You can't just keep running and running and running.
Right, but there's not. There's not a balance. There's not a balance in our politics. There's not a balance in some of these churches, which now reflect in our politics. You know, I'm just having real talk. And we have to get back to that. We have to get back to that core. And I'm not saying women shouldn't be in any position. But I'm just saying it should be a balance.
I wanted to go, we had moved away, and I wanted to go, we were talking about why we're in this situation. Mayor Spano called out why we are in this situation. He said, people want to know who to blame? Go to state legislators. They have succeeded in handcuffing the bad guys and taking the handcuffs off the bad guys and putting them on law enforcement and judges. We can blame the Democrats at home, and we can blame the Republicans in Washington for their inability to do the things that will allow law enforcement to take illegal guns off the street. How does a 15-year-old end up with a gun like that? He was he doubled down on it. And when the media asked him what he meant, he doubled down. It's in an article, and putting the blame. You know, he said when they make these legislation, they don't consult. He said the mayors are on the front line. You don't consult with the mayors that have to deal with this in the cities. They don't consult with law enforcement. They don't consult with DAs. You know what I'm saying? And they just pass these. So that was something that Spano called out recently. But
I wanted to say, I hear what he's saying, right? I hear what he's saying, but the real problem is boots on the ground, right? The real problem is you attempting to take kids out of circumstances and not treating whole families, right? Because the circumstance is the issue. the family dynamics and how we connect to systems and services and our kids is the issue. Not it's the Republicans, not, oh, well, yes, it's a part of it. Yes, it's a part of the process.
No, what he say, all those things are because of the state legislators with the laws
Right.
that pass.
But you have to have right. You
The
have to
laws
have
that
law.
pass, and they're following these laws. Like they say,
Here's
Go
what they
ahead.
did. Here's what they did. They changed the laws before they looked at the symptoms and what needed. Right. They looked at the laws as the problem. The laws wasn't the problem. Someone commit a crime, they go to jail. That was the law. The laws wasn't the problem. It that they didn't address the symptoms that created the person to break the law first.
Mm-hmm.
And this was and I argued with these legislators, right? Because all you're doing is keeping them outside, and they're not getting any help. Right? So if you have, I'm going to use an example. Because they closed all the psychiatric hospitals, you could blame Cuomo and all the other people for that. Democrats. The ecosystem was that in the wintertime, they'll break a window. They come to jail for 6 months. They stay inside for the winter. They get 3 hots in the cot and they medicate. Now, politicians created that ecosystem, right? Because everything has a cause and effect. Everything has trade-offs, right? So you close the hospital. The crazies ain't got nowhere to go. So I'm going to jail. They break something and they're happy to just get taken care of. And then now you change the laws, the bail reform laws. Now they don't go to jail. Now they still out on the street.
And you have an even bigger mental health crisis.
Exactly.
Remember the guy Damon kept burning down the house, kept all them fires? They kept releasing him, and he was like, yo, that was his problem. He needed some help, and he was not getting the help, so he would burn another fire. And then they would let him go, and then he wasn't getting the help, then he burned another fire. Like from Mount Vernon, because he was just burning down the houses.
He was straight. Yo, I knew him coming to jail for years. He was straight 730. Right? So now you can't go to jail. You keep burning fires. Right? Until I had to go off because before he ended up going to jail, he burnt down the house next to where my daughter was living in Mount Vernon.
Right.
And I went off on the DA, on everybody. Like, what are y'all going to do until the next time he might kill somebody? Because if you kill my daughter, I'm calling all y'all out.
Well, when mental health has to do with it, a lot of people are scared to lose their licensing for being the one connected to putting this person away incorrectly.
Yeah, but they committing crimes. Like the DA. Listen, if I'm district attorney, you getting locked up. You getting locked up, and you staying up in that house. Valhalla's thing is low because everybody out in the street bugging out. We even haven't fixed. What's sad about politics in Westchester County, they don't act until something happens. When they were dropping the mentally ill off in White Plains and just let them roll around all day, that's when the white lady got killed in the Galleria parking lot. Oh yeah, I remember.
Just letting them roam? Like, what do you mean dropping them off?
Yeah. They were just letting them roam.
Who was dropping them off?
The Westchester County.
What do you mean? Dropping them off to do what?
She was dropping them off right at the county building, and they would just roam, then meet up at the bus thing, and then go back to the shelter.
Every day, that was the process?
Every day. And until the white lady got stabbed up by one of the crazies in the Galleria Park. And then they let it go away for a couple, maybe a year, and then they stopped dropping them off. Yo, politics is insane. It's insane. Right? Another crazy. Beating up the person. Young man jumped out of his car, try to give assistance. He's an off-duty cop. And then county police shoots him at the same area where they drop off the crazy. Christopher Ridley. Nobody addresses the problem.
We were talking about
how do we continue to do this?
We can't. You can't forget them, right?
Well, Judith. Well, they're all over Mount Vernon.
That's where they coming to.
Yeah, they dump them in Mount Vernon.
What's the Westchester don't want them?
Exactly. Mount Vernon. No, see, this is the sad thing. Mount Vernon has been the dumping ground for the homeless, the EDP, and the sexual offenders. Go on that app and put Mount Vernon in that app. And see how those little heads pop up all over the city of registered sex offenders in Mount Vernon, in a 4x4 square mile. See, people of Mount Vernon are going to have to start demanding things from the Democratic Party. Because they literally have been shitting on y'all for the last 30 years. And when I say it, I'm an enemy of the Democrats and all that. Nah, I just want to have accountability. Yep. And you know how much they spend for one bed?
A lot.
Almost $3 grand a month for one bed in a homeless shelter. That's a one-bedroom apartment. That's your tax dollar.
And that's not even including the food, because they get a stipend for that too.
So I got a couple of texts I just want to address. So right now, unlike when we were in the studio, we do not have a call-in number because a couple of people asked what the call-in number. As you see, if you leave the comment, we will put it on the screen and we will address it. But I got 3 people just ask me what's the call-in number. So we don't currently have a call-in number right now. We don't have a system in place for that. But we are trying to address as many of the comments that are, put them on the screen, and if we can, we're trying to address them.
So I mean, at the end of the day, I thought my man was going to come on. I don't know what happened to him. But Andre Wallace, he's supposed to come on the show, but he's on his way back from the Best Fest. And he's supposed to come on the show. But we're going to try to get him this week to do a quick recording so we can post it and ask him as the person over public safety. Somebody got to answer. You know?
He is the council person over public safety, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And there's a lot of questions. You know, and for those who say, if here's the problem. I wanted to say this earlier. What?
I'm I'm laughing at ecstasy comment.
That's crazy. I don't pay taxes anymore. You won't steal my money for your scam.
Wait, this wrote this. Wait, this wrote this. Second, this is the follow up. Catch me if you
can. Let me tell you, for those who live in Mount Vernon to say, you know, with the charter and the police commission to have to live in Mount Vernon, who you gonna hire? Who are you gonna hire?
That's gonna want to move here.
That's gonna move. Who's gonna move to Mount Vernon? You paying them $150,000 a year and you're gonna make them move to Mount Vernon? You ain't never gonna get a candidate. But y'all need to go to the city council meeting. Demand that there's a national search. Good luck with that. But demand, and Damon, that's the reason why Mount Vernon looks like Gotham City. It makes me look at that. Listen, we got to do better. That's all I'm saying. You know, we got to do better.
There's no, again, and I want to reiterate that the outrage of this latest situation, again, putting in terms, is the 6th Mount Vernon Police Department employee, 5 officers and 1 civilian officer, arrested since March 26th. That is a little more than 4 months.
Oh, that's what I meant to do. Okay, go ahead. Do that.
That is a little more than 4 months.
I forgot what I was going.
That's a little more than 4 months. That's 6 employees, 5 cops and a civilian. This is crazy. And the second cop, he got arrested twice. He got arrested by the feds at Westchester County Airport trying to leave. So he got arrested twice. So I was like, you know, it's just, and one of them was running guns before they was Mount Vernon. They were running guns to the MS-13 in Suffolk County, Long Island. Yes, he was being investigated, but nobody knew he was being investigated when he was hired, and he got hired. And then while he was a Mount Vernon police officer, I guess they had enough in the investigation, and they came in and swooped and got him.
How is that possible? If you're getting investigated, they don't know that something came up.
Well, Suffolk County was investigating him. He came for a job in Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon, if you're investigating, it doesn't exactly come up when you do a search because, you know, you don't put that out that you're investigating. When a DA investigates you, when the feds investigate you, you don't know you're being investigated.
No.
The feds could be the people cutting your grass for the last 6 months. You would not know that you're being investigated.
No, the only time you will know you're being investigated
when they come to get you.
No, if the feds find out that someone wants to kill you, they are obligated to tell you.
Yeah.
They are obligated to tell you that your life is in danger. That's the only time you're gonna find out that the feds is even thinking about you.
Right. Most time when people find out, the feds have sat there and investigated you thoroughly and put all their ducks in a row and dotted all their I's and crossed all their T's, and then they come get you. You did not know that person cutting your grass for the last 6 months was a fed. Like,
right.
You know.
Right. And here's the other thing. The NYPD and the Bronx District Attorney's Office took their time to put this case together because it wasn't rushed because they were taking down a police manager. You know what I'm saying? So they had to literally dot every nail, and I think it's a done deal, right? I mean, she deserved a fair trial.
Absolutely.
Right? But you on camera,
and you're innocent until proven guilty. So, you know,
exactly. And you know, and it is what it is.
But if she's guilty for everything they said she's guilty, I'm sorry, I know her. There's no excuse. There's just no excuse. There's no excuse.
So
you got what's coming to you.
Well, clearly you have a mental health issue.
I you know what? Someone else said that. Somebody else said she was the head of mental wellness. She might have some mental wellness.
I don't know. Well, I'm gonna say this because I work in the mental health field. Everybody got mental health issues. The difference between me and them and us, you know how to manage it. That's it.
Yeah,
everybody has it. How are you managing? That's it.
So AJ, do you have you still have the article from the Post up? Would you read it from that article?
I read from our articles.
Okay. So when did she? I know it's in the Post. Didn't she say she didn't know Lackard until she was hired?
She does say, she says that in the Post article, because the Post said, and I addressed that in the beginning, you were on. The Post said they both were members of Grace. Sean claims she wasn't a member of Grace. Nicole Lucio called her out and said that she was always an honorary member. So whatever that means. So she said she didn't know Lackard until, I guess, like as she was being hired or after she was hired.
When did you get hired?
July 2020, something like that.
So she didn't know her until July 2020 or after.
That's according to the New York Post article.
Okay.
We're quoting the New York Post article, just so.
Hold on a second. What happened? What happened to my picture?
He gonna pull up something. I'm waiting for it.
Of course. Of course. Let me try to pull it up here. Image file.
So she said an echo is on the sound. Yeah, we thank you, Shorty. We've been trying to.
All right. She said what now?
Oh, that's what's 2019.
Okay, let me pull it up.
It seemed like they know each other.
Oh, y'all watching?
Pictures don't lie. I'm proud of you, Damien. You just circled it in white instead of red. I'm proud of you.
No. Big shout out to John Starchap. He posted this. He posted this on his page. Got to give credit where credit is due.
Mm-hmm.
Don Starchild posted this on his page because he said that she lied, that she didn't know her before she got hired. So that's November 2019, December 2019, October 2019, and that's another August 2019.
Well, the years be blending.
Okay.
The years blend.
Okay.
So 19 is close to 20. 19 is close to 20. Now, if you came 17, 18.
Listen, you put the statement. I didn't put the statement out. The office put the statement out.
But what's the need to clean up, right? Clean up when you can just tell the truth. Why feel the need to clean up?
Okay, here you go. So the Post article, first off, just so you know, it is the August 6th article. New York police bigwigs who drove son to gang shooting his sorority sister with mayor who gave her job. That's the title of the Post article. Talks about them being in the same sorority. It says the two attended Grace Baptist Church, an influential congregation in the troubled suburban city. A source said the church politically connected Pastor Reverend Richardson may have pulled some strings to help Lackard get the job. They couldn't reach Richardson for a comment. It's unclear if Lackard 49 was the only candidate considered for the $125,000 Mount Vernon Police Department position, and if Patterson Howard's reported friendship played a role. The mayor's office declined to address those questions and maintained that Patterson Howard didn't even know the controversial cop until she was hired, and said the two aren't even friends. That is the exact quote.
Okay. Well, clearly she knew it before she got hired. Yeah, I got an echo. Yeah, I know I have an echo. Something's wrong with my sound. Thank you. So I'm talking real slow.
Yeah, we were all echoing in the beginning, and we started 15 minutes late. We're not sure what. There's a system. We decided to still do the show, but there's a system, and his echo goes in and out. Like he'll go large periods where there's no echo.
So look at this comment from Jeff. Let me read it. It says, "Good evening. This is an issue in our community. Every family always says, I will go to jail for my kids, whether it's right or wrong. Now you have somebody who actually acted on it. So we got to have the conversation with ourselves about what we say and do, because there are people who will act on their actions, but there is more going on. Who is the individual they are after must have did something horrible, but was handling it wrongly."
Bro, I will never text my son to time a shooting that I will pull around and pick him up. Bro, like you could love your child, but that's not the way you do it, bro. You know, I don't. Yeah. You know, I don't condone that. That's no mistake. You know, if she was really trying to correct him, she would have drove his crazy behind straight to the police precinct. But the text messages say everything. You know? Exactly, especially if you're a police commissioner. You doing, come on, man. Like that is not a civilian. Okay.
My thing is, we always talk about unconditional love, but unconditional love doesn't mean unconditional rescue, right? It doesn't. Like, you're an adult. You still have actions. You still living on your timeline, right? I hope that the foundation that I gave you helps you know better, makes you equipped for this world. But it's a lot of battles that parents don't even know that their adult children or children have to face.
I think what disturbed everybody, not that her adult child did this, but that she was driving, that there is a text message. According to the indictment, there is a text message where he is telling her to pick him up in front of the courthouse, and she responds something according to the indictment that it has to be timed direct. It has to be timed right, because you can't just sit in front of the courthouse and there's a conversation about that before he picks him up, and then they go around the corner, and which is like towards the back of the courthouse. He then pulls out the gun out the window and starts shooting at 5. You know what I'm saying? Of what the young people call their ops, the other gang members on the other side. And it's the actions that follow. She drove away. And then according to the indictment, her and her husband, who were each took turns driving, according to the indictment, took the son home so he could change clothes from the clothes he was shooting in, and then get back into the car.
So the mom texts her, "I'm on my way. I'm en route." "Nah, you can't stay there and linger. You got to jump in the V." When I send you the text, not only am I pulling up in front of the courthouse so you could jump in the V, I got your dad in the back.
Exactly.
Like, make it make sense. It's not making sense.
And then at some point, and then it says I guess he's driving at some point, because at some point it says she comes from the passenger side to the driver's side.
En route, like they
switch sides.
But that looked like a big woman. So you had
What?
the opportunity to come out of the car and switch, or they did that inside?
They
Like,
switched. You had to get out the car and switch. And then the last thing is, again, he was coming from court, and the one thing you can't bring in court is a gun. So he didn't have the gun on him when he got in the car. The gun was already in the car.
This definitely.
So there's a lot. So this is where you have a lot of. This is where I say you have a lot of things that need to be answered. There's a lot more questions than answers. I understand it's under investigation, so the people investigating are not answering these questions. But that's why you see all of the, when there's more answers to questions, people try to fill those things in on social media with speculations. You understand what I'm saying? And, some of it's not true. Some of it is exaggeration, but it don't look good. And the bottom line, and I can't reiterate this enough, 6 Mount Vernon Police Department employees arrested in 4 months. That is an epidemic. That's a major situation that there is a major problem going on with leadership in Mount Vernon, and not just at all. In any other corporation, when we do stories and there's a problem, the one thing we said is there's a problem with leadership, bad leadership, weak leadership, whatever. We say that in every other situation. So to say that now is not necessarily an attack on Mayor Sean Patterson Howard. It's just, that's what the usual thing is. When all these other situations happen, we say there's a problem with leadership. And there's a problem from leadership down. So you're the chief cook and bottle washer, you're the HNIC, you're the CEO of Mount Vernon Inc. The buck stops with you. Unfortunately, you get credit for things that happened that were in place, that come into fruition when you're in office. You get credit for those. You get the blame for things that happen when you're in office, whether you are directly involved or not. Again, and everybody in Mount Vernon, correct me if I'm wrong, we would be calling for Ernie Davis' head right now. We would be calling for Clinton Young's head right now. We would be calling for Richard Thomas' head right now. If they had 6 Mount Vernon Police Department employees arrested in 4 months. Would we or would we not? There's a bunch of Mount Vernon people here. Am I wrong? We would be calling for their head right now. So just because the player changed don't mean the game changed. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to put that in perspective. It's not necessarily like people, when you're dealing with facts and you're telling stuff, sometimes people want to they get too emotionally involved and you're attacking my friend or something like that. No, it is. And in the words of the mayor, when she came up, I'm the vice president of Mount Vernon NAACP. We just had a community heroes forum. And you give the elected officials the mic. She spoke, and then Latimer spoke. And I said, we got to not only criticize, but, sometimes when they do the things we want them to do, elected officials, we got to support them. And she said, and hold my feet to the fire. She said that from the mic. So she said this. She said, I'm not expecting y'all to come up there and just sing my praises all. If I'm doing wrong, y'all gotta call out what I'm doing wrong. She just said this at a function in Mount Vernon that I was the MC and I gave her the mic. So I was standing right next to her when she said it. So I'm addressing to the minions, the supporters, the fans, if you will, who want to, oh my God, they're attacking the mayor because she's a black woman. Oh my God, they just don't like the mayor. No, we were much harder on Ernie Davis. We were much harder on Richard Thomas. We were much harder on Clinton. You understand what I'm saying? And they didn't have a situation like this. We would be calling for their head right now. And, so for the people, I'm just saying for those people who are saying stuff like she should resign, that is what happens in these situations. Because you when a bunch of stuff happens under you, if you're in a corporation, if you're a CEO of a corporation, even if it's not your fault, guess what? you got to fall on the sword, and they're gonna get rid of you just so the office can keep moving.
Absolutely.
Other elected officials who have had accusations that haven't been proved stepped down so that the office took the negative attention wouldn't stop the work that the office was doing. So they stepped down, even though they were not convicted or indicted of any of these things they was accused, but it was a distraction to the office. So when people say things like that, as a voter, you vote. You have a right to criticize your elected officials. And if you don't think they're doing a good job, you have a right to call them out. You voted for them. You put them in. Your taxpayers pay their salary. Your tax dollars pay their salary. So we have to stop trying to be. You can be civil. You can be civil with someone. Like I have a civil relationship with the mayor, but you know what I'm saying? It's not like we go out for drinks and I go over our house for dinner and she come to my house, nothing like that. But we're civil. But when things need to be called out, I will. First I call her, and then if I don't get, like I've called every other mayor, and if it doesn't happen, then I call it out publicly. You know what I'm saying? So we just have to stop with the tribalism in our politics and deal with more facts over fiction.
So when did people get frightened with debates, frightened with the truth, right?
They've been frightened with the truth. They've been frightened with the truth for the last 30 years, far longer.
Because if you an elected official, right? I should be questioning your movements, right? Because I should understand why you're moving this way with tax-paying dollars, right? It's the role you signed up for. Just like in my job, sometimes we get effed up, right? They say, hey, you know what you signed up for. It's the same thing.
Exactly.
Is it not?
And I want to go further. There are people that are calling for the mayor's resignation. I think they should be calling for the police commissioner's resignation too. The actual commissioner, he or she is over the whole thing.
There's no police commissioner.
Whoever the top cop is that's running things.
It's only the chief, and you can't get rid of the chief. She can't fire the chief. The chief is union.
Yeah.
He's smart.
So we don't currently have a commissioner.
Not according to the controller's office. And I just talked to Darren Morton yesterday. He says, as far as I'm concerned, he's still the chief. And that came from Darren Morton.
So therein lies a problem too. We have a hole at leadership.
Look, I'm going to say it again. Where are you going to get a commissioner at $150,000?
I got that part.
Yeah.
But when you have a department with no police commissioner, this is what you get.
Or you run your commissioners away. Mount Vernon is known for that. The mayors. Even when they had good ones.
I mean, because it feels like to a lot of people, and see, I walk the streets and I talk to a lot of people who feel the inmates are running the asylum right now.
Well, they had. Let me tell you, over the years, since I'm going to say since Black Westchester been up, and even before that, Mount Vernon has had some high-profile commissioners that was respected throughout New York State law enforcement. And they ran them away.
And respected ones who wanted to come here weren't able to. One wasn't able to. Or one made politics. Yeah.
You know, because of politics. So, like, what do you do? And you ain't even paying them good. Yeah, I mean, you know, you get $150,000. Somebody come in, they want to do something.
Well, when you run for office and you tell everybody, no, not you. When a candidate runs for office and tells the voters that they understand what the problem is And if you vote for them, they will be the one to fix it. And the situation not only doesn't get fixed, but appears to be worse. I mean, you understand what I'm saying? Like, you signed up for this, so you can't now say, well, you know, like you're not to blame, or you signed up. Any mayor who's the mayor for Mount Vernon for a while is signing up for all of this. You're signing up to deal with. You know what the problems are. You're signing up because you are telling the voters you're the person who can fix it. Richie told the people that he could fix it. They believed him, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? And they voted Ernie out. You know what I'm saying? Sean told the people that she could fix it. And it's under your interpretation, you the voters. This is what we have here. We never had this before like this that I know. Not in the last few decades. This is really bad. And then you have a depleted police department that's 40-something members short. You have good members leaving because they can go 5 minutes over to Bronxville and make $35,000 more and deal with less crime. I mean, you're the person who signed up to make this, to bring Mount Vernon to stability, to move Mount Vernon forward, to make Mount Vernon the jewel of Westchester, and all the catchphrases. And I'm talking about every mayor in the last, I don't know, since we had Black Westchester. They've all made the promises. And, you know, at some point, you know, you, the voter, need to ask more questions. And these are the things you want. If you want my vote, these are the things we need. And then you got to hold their feet to the fire.
Mount Vernon just needs y'all just got to vote for people that's going to do the work, and then vote them out if they don't do the work. I mean, it's 4 years.
You know, and that's the problem. And that's the problem. We vote against people. In Mount Vernon, we vote against people and not for people. They voted against Ernie Davis, and that's how Richie won. They voted against Maureen Walker, and that's how Deborah Reynolds.
Ecstasy still complaining about 50 filming while she's trying to go to work.
Yeah, the whole Power franchise has been filmed at some point in parts of Mount Vernon.
Yeah, because the city.
Matter of fact, there was a movie that Taraji was in. It was a Netflix picture, and her son dies or something. There, they have their drug corner, their drug spot. Yo, it was 4th and 3rd. I recognized it from the picture. It was like 4th and 3rd. It was like this was somewhere in some other state, but it looked so well like a spot that they could use. They filmed the major drug spot on that corner. That store in that corner.
Shout out to Uncle Steven living in Mount Vernon.
And they just made it in physically therapy. Good evening, Black Westchester. Shout out to my Uncle Steven living in Mount Vernon. Who got the money? What money? Wait.
The movie money? I don't know who gets the movie money. That's a whole.
Because you can't. If you sell your house,
Mount Vernon used to be money earning Mount Vernon, right? That's what Ecstasy said earlier in the chat.
Right now it's Murderville. Never ran, never will. Like I'm just saying
something about burning or something like that.
Oh, she said
burning.
Something burning Mount Vernon. Yes.
Yo. It could be, it could be back to money earning Mount Vernon, man. You just have to have the people that is in it to make it that way and not in it to get paid.
Oh, 50 Cent money. He said, who's getting all that money from Power?
Yeah.
Who getting all that Power money?
I know. I remember that
Angel Dust Mount Vernon. Oh, damn.
The city, the clerk used to deal with that.
Under George Brown. George Brown used to
George Brown used to deal with that. After that, you don't even know who dealing with that. Maybe it's some just
and they don't even they also, Damon, they don't do the when they block your street and you have a business on that street,
they don't reimburse.
They used to come to you to see how much you make for that day.
Exactly.
And you would get paid for that.
Right.
You're stopping business from that. I don't know if that's not as far as I know, because when they blocked off where Stevens Avenue where the barbershop is, Nobody came in. I was like, yo, nobody came in to talk to you. Nope, they just blocked the street off.
Oh, wow.
And I've heard a couple other businesses talk about the businesses. You know, they got all the big trucks in front of their business and everything in the street. It hurt business for the day, but they didn't. You know, like I know when George and probably before that, they used to go to your businesses and they used to knock on your door and they used to ask how much money you make. I mean, and that's customary. I used to have a shop in Mart 125 in Harlem. When the Rough Riders were shooting that DMX video and they were shooting it at the Mart and they had to close the gate for that stop, drop, open up shop, then the gate open, whatever. The Mart was closed. We got asked how much we made. You understand that? We got paid because the shooting of that DMX video was in front of the Mart. So we got paid. We made money that day.
Yeah, they still do that in Harlem. Because last year we wanted to have an event, and across the street from the Garden is a liquor store. We couldn't have vendors that were selling liquor because we would have stopped the money that the liquor store was getting. So,
but I'm saying right now, since I don't know what the breakdown is since George has been there and who's been taking it over since then, but I know the businesses are not. Some of the businesses, they're not even coming to the business to let them know they're shutting down the street and that whole conversation about money. So I guess the money just goes to the city or what. I don't know what's going on. So good question. I think Robin asked that question. That's a good question.
Yeah. So,
because 50 Cent has definitely invested in Mount Vernon with all the power shooting, with all the power episodes he said.
Yeah, but again, where the money going? Nobody know where the money going.
It ain't going to the potholes.
And
I be messing up my tires every time I go to Mount
Vernon.
Yo, there was one time Damon came to pick me up. Damon was like, damn, yo, I just got a car. I just got an alignment and it cost X amount of dollars. And it was like a month or so later, he needed another alignment.
yeah, it was like crazy, bro.
Yeah, it was like.
It just not. And this ain't knocking nobody. It's like, yo, we have to do better. That's it.
Oh, the sewage was another major problem in Mount Vernon. Sewage backing up in people's houses and the businesses and stuff. That was a major problem. And other municipalities were talking about the sewage running out into the waterways and polluting their waterway, like the water that comes to them. Like it was a big deal. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm going to end it with this, man.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Dave. You go.
And we out of here. Hold on, I'm trying to. So there's a big thing, man. Like I posted that next year, man. I'm identifying myself as a woman.
Oh, that thing you sent me, that graphic. You stupid.
I'm identifying myself as a woman. And I'm getting in shape. I'm on the treadmill now. I'm getting serious.
Trying out for the WNBA?
Yep. If y'all follow me,
you gonna get
I'm announcing it. I'm announcing it tomorrow morning. Huh? No, I ain't wearing no lace front. I ain't living like that.
No, but there's the whole thing about trans sports and people that were born males and female sports. Like that I think that's what he's attacked. That whole
no, I get what he's saying. I just wanted to make sure that if he gonna go all the way, we need the lace front. If you go all the way, we need the lace front with the two braids.
Oh Lord!
Listen, y'all ain't listen.
Yeah, there's a couple.
I'm just following my man
with really deep voices that look a little more manly than David.
Look, I'm just following my man right now.
And how did the WNBA even get to this point?
I'm just following my man. Hold on. Oh.
Having a blast in my feminine era. I never.
Why are you getting involved, and how did the WNBA even get to this point?
Right now I'm just having a blast in my feminine era. I never thought that I was a woman. I've always trusted the science. I thought I was a man my entire life, but after further review, strong look at my personal preferences, it would appear that I am indeed sometimes identifying as a transgender woman, and I think it's only fair I get a chance to play with some of my queens here in the twilight of my career, my athletic prime.
So he's a former NBA player.
Who I've never heard of.
He's a conservative.
But no. I just want to be clear. He's a former NBA player, and I'm an avid NBA watcher, and I don't know who he is.
His name is hold on a second.
So he's not like a star.
His name is Royce White. He has literally announced that next year he's trying out for the W.
He said how he gonna he a fool, how he gonna play when he got a phobia of flying. They still flying in the WNBA.
They still flying. Yo, I guess he's gonna be catching the train. Yo, fam. He said not fam with the lace front. Yo, Royce White. Listen, we know it's a gag, but Royce White is the type of person that's gonna push it. There's another picture where he literally has a lace front on now. And he's like, yo, I'm going to try out. So let's go see what happens. But here's the crazy thing. The commissioner of the WNBA said, we got to have a meeting to think about it. Seriously? So we're just going to go. Nobody remembers Juana Man?
Facts. I'm glad you bring that up.
Nobody remembers Juana Man?
So just so I'm clear, and I was clear, he got drafted by the Houston Rockets. Most of his career, he's played in the G League, he's played for Sacramento, and he's played for several in the Canadian League. Like he's not an NFL. He's not an NBA player. Like I got you, but I just want to be clear. Like he's not someone I've ever heard of.
What is he going to do to a woman? What will he do to a woman?
He will overpower some of them because there's some of them that. Let me just tell you. So for someone who actually watches I've been watching the WNBA.
No, I watch it. I get it.
Wait, I just want to say the WNBA is way more physical than the NBA, and a lot of the NBA players could not survive in the
listen,
what though? They are physical.
I think some of them
is very aggressive. Even look, all my daughters play ball.
I think that's if
physically aggressive.
If men come on there,
no,
it's a wrap.
There's no men coming on there. That's bullshit.
Well, listen.
No, I got you, but I'm just saying.
This is the thing. It started by WNBA.
Started by what?
You in the Matrix.
No. Yeah, you in the Matrix now. You sound like.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
I don't know what the heck. I'm trying to do magic tricks with my mic. My mic work. It's still
you sound better now. You don't sound digitized.
Well, it started with a WNBA player, and then it went crazy. And now it's being spoofed. But come on, man! Like, let women have their space. Y'all fought for independent all this year. All these years is independence. We want to own this. We want to own that. Now you got it. Now you want some greasy man.
If they let dudes in, then that means the prices need to go up. The salaries need to go up. It don't need to be two leagues anymore.
No, but see, here's the problem. Here's the problem. You ain't going to get grade A players.
No, that's what I'm saying. This is not a grade A player.
No, you're not going to get.
This is not even a lifelong journeyman.
He's a conservative. He's spoofing. Let's not take that serious. He's spoofing. He's going to push it as far as it goes. Right? If you watch his shows on YouTube and why he's spoofing. He's spoofing. But he has the platform to spoof it.
Yeah.
Right?
Even look at Juana Man. He wasn't an A grade. He was below.
No, and he went in there and rocked the hell out.
He was A+++ in the women's league.
Yeah.
You know,
I forgot about that movie. Damn.
We need more of this contact. When is the next episode?
So
every Sunday at 6 o'clock. Ecstasy.
Yeah, we're on every Sunday at 6 o'clock, and you can go to Black Westchester YouTube channel, and you can watch several of the previous shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on every Sunday, 6 to 8. We usually, might do a little overtime like we're doing now, but we come to an end. But yeah, this is real talk. This is our 12-year anniversary. This is real talk for the community. We've been giving it to you like this for 12 years. Having the conversations that a lot of people won't have. Say the things that need. I can tell my black queen on the panel got girls and can ball with her energy. She seems like she ain't no joke.
No, right.
Yeah,
I get ball energy. That's
like
the handle. You see the handle? That's the New York handle. You see that? I appreciate the comment.
Les ain't no joke. She's the newest edition of Black Westchester.
Yeah,
this ain't a job for no punks. Like I'm just like I'm keeping it real. Like we don't bring nobody in who can't handle themselves. Like I'm just saying.
You could join us next week. I hear the wife walking up and down upstairs. It's time for me to get off.
I'm gonna do an interview.
Start talking to me like I'm not on the damn show.
So let me say something real quick. So I'm gonna
end it now.
I'm gonna do an interview real quick. Coming one day during the week, and I put it on Black Westchester. So August 23rd. So there's a new documentary about the Long Island legends, the legends of Long Island hip hop, and I am all through it. My group is in it. They're in the Harlem Film Festival on August 23rd. It's coming to the Dobbs Ferry Theater, the theater in Dobbs Ferry. You'll see the flyer all over everywhere. I'll put it up on all the social media. They'll have the screening, and then I will be on the panel afterwards. I'm going to interview the head of the documentary who put it together. I'm going to do a little half-an-hour interview and then put it on and share it with everybody. So I'm going to interview him this week. But, yeah, it's definitely for all of y'all who said, when am I going to do something in Westchester and all this and all that. It's a documentary on Long Island hip-hop, but it's playing here in Dobbs Ferry on the 23rd, Sunday the 23rd. I might not be back in town for the show for that day, but I will be at Dobbs Ferry, and I will be on the show. By Black Westchester, good coverage, great female edition. Yes.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Nicole.
Yeah, so we're on. Oh, you got last words?
Yeah, I just want to say.
I want to mention something. Because on Thursday, I think I saw a flyer to this, and I'll share this with you, AJ, also. On Thursday, the Riverfront Library in Yonkers is having a shooting response kind of rally with all the grassroots organizations that participated in 6 o'clock, I believe. I believe it's at 6 p.m. So all the organizations that participated in that Project Rise grant, they got together in a response for the community. So I'm definitely going to be at that event. I'm definitely going to be writing about that event, and parents need to come out to that event. People, they need to hear you. The city of Yonkers needs to hear the voices that are closest to the problems. So please come out. It's Thursday, August 13th, the Riverfront Library in Yonkers.
And y'all have a mayor race coming up too. Y'all have a new mayor, so y'all need to go to everything that and make sure y'all get to know who he is. And if he's not the one, pick somebody else. Y'all need to get to know your candidates, because and don't wait till the last minute. So y'all pick the right person.
Yeah,
Spano's been there it'll be 16-year term, so he's out. But y'all gonna have to pick the right person to run that city.
Didn't I tell y'all?
So thank you everybody for tuning in.
No, I got some words to say.
Hey Martika, how you doing?
Tune in this week. I got 2 shows coming up this week. The El Sayed win in Michigan is shown that the DSA does not need the black vote. I'm gonna go into the stats from that election. And another show coming up this week is 5 non-negotiables every candidate must meet for your vote. We have to start having conversations about having agendas and asking the hard questions of these politicians for our community, because it seems that we don't do none of that. I'm going to say it again. Vote blue no matter who is the most dumbest thing any person that has a level of intelligence to ever do. Do not vote blue no matter who is the candidate. Make sure you find out if this candidate has your interests, and what policies these people can push, or that they support or they don't support. Montika,
yeah.
I'm on the radio. Didn't I just tell y'all what she was going to do?
Hey, Montika, how you doing?
Everybody's laughing. I was like, she's going to come down here and start talking to me like I'm not on the radio.
She got to show her face and just say hi. That's what she was supposed to be doing.
Well,
Coming in and saying,
this
hey,
is
y'all.
what I'm talking about.
It's time for him to go. That's what she was supposed to just come in and do.
Right. The show's supposed to end at 8:16. Hey, Montika.
Hi, Montika.
Oh my God! Please. Goodbye. We shutting down the show. We shutting down the show.
There's been another episode of Black Westchester Presents the People Before Politics radio show, simulcasting live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, and everywhere else. Every Sunday, 6 to 8. This is our 12-year anniversary. Still time to advertise in the 12-year anniversary issue. Hit us up. And until next week, peace.
Peace out.
They taught us charity, never clarity. Now help the world while we suffer in the dark. Fighting for flags that don't feed our seeds, but can't build one school where our babies can read. We loud for the globe, but silent for home. No plumber, no coder, but a new iPhone. Our pain got turned to a marketing stream, march and scream, but no policy team, red or blue. Man, they both play roles. One lock us up, one leave us broke with hopes. Democrat, Republican, ain't changed the hood. Just new faces, same games, misunderstood. We vote, they win, then forget we alive. They fund everybody, we just try and survive. Our issues trend only after we die. Ain't no savior coming, it's us or goodbye. So I buy black, build back, sow in the earth. Each brick I lay, I honor the hurt. My grandma prayed for the day we be free, not just legally, but financially. Put the mask on first, then we lift the rest. If the block ain't strong, how we claim success? We ain't saviors, we survivors, building worth, time to love ourselves. Black America first, yeah, Black America first. Fix the house, fix the fam, let the blessings burst. Own the land, own the plan, put the people to work, no more mule moves. Black America first. We out of line, chasing likes, ignoring the home. It ain't fly if your daughter feel alone. We used to raise villages, now it's revenge. Talking about love, but we barely call friends. We gotta get back to black man and black queen. Not war in the house, but a kingdom scene. Husband and wife, raise life with direction. Not baby mamas and weekend connections. They broke us with policy, broke us with lies, made war between us, now we barely try. But if we don't rebuild that core in the house, the world outside gon' chew us out. I ain't anti-nobody, I'm pro my kind. If our kids ain't safe, then I draw that line. Let them talk slick to you. We ain't here to please, we here to own, build, love, and plant trees. My son need a future, not survival mode. My daughter need a man that walk God's roads. So I lead with faith, work, and a plan. Thank you for watching another Blacktastic episode of the People Before Politics show. Sunday Rundown, powered by Black Westchester Magazine. We appreciate every single one of you who tuned in, commented, shared the stream, and joined the conversation. Your support is the reason independent black media continues to thrive and speak truth without fear. Every week, we show up to bring clarity, accountability, and real community insight to the stories that matter. And you show up with us. Whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, or X, we want you to know that your voice, your engagement, and your presence make this platform stronger. Thank you for rocking with Damon K. Jones, AJ Woodson, and Larnez Kinsey as we break down the issues that many outlets ignore. And thank you for supporting a space where Black thought, Black leadership, and Black truth-telling still matter. Thank you for watching another Blacktastic episode of the People Before Politics show. Sunday Rundown, powered by Black Westchester Magazine. We appreciate every single one of you who tuned in, commented, shared the stream, and joined the conversation. Your support is the reason independent Black media continues to thrive and speak truth without fear. Every week, we show up to bring clarity, accountability, and real community insight to the stories that matter. And you show up with us. Whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, or X, we want you to know that your voice, your engagement, and your presence make this platform stronger. Thank you for rocking with Damon K. Jones, AJ Woodson, and Larnez Kinsey as we break down the issues that many outlets ignore. And thank you for supporting a space where Black thought, Black leadership, and Black truth-telling still matter.